The Cattle Feeders Hall of Fame honors some of the nation's best and most committed cattle feeders and the men and women who work for them. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Russell Nemitz has the story on this year's 6th annual event.
No matter the season or the weather, cattle feeders tend to their animals every single day, providing feed, water, and overall care. Once a year, the industry comes together at the Cattle Feeders Hall of Fame to honor the people who've made such a difference.
I think like so many aspects of agriculture, the producers tend to be overlooked. The hard work, the commitment that is 24/7, 365. It really, to me, is one of the greatest symbols of how America was made and what has made our country great. And we want to celebrate that by honoring the ranchers here tonight.
You know, with the Cattle Feeding Hall of Fame, to be inducted into it really means that you're one of the people that have made a difference in this industry, that have really been one of the pioneers that are forging the way and showing the young people today that it's a great industry to be in.
It was a night filled with honor and celebration as two individuals were inducted into the Cattle Feeders Hall of Fame at the 2014 event in Denver. One of the new inductees was the late J.R. Jack Simplot of Boise, Idaho. He will always be known for using the non-typical resources in his area to feed cattle more efficiently.
Cattle, the whole industry was in my father's blood. He was a pioneer in a way. I believe he was, we started in the potato processing business, and we had a lot of potato peelings that we didn't know quite what to do with. So we started out with feeding the potato peelings to the cattle, which thinking, that would give us a bit of an edge over competition. And it did for many, many years.
He's an awesome man, not just in the cattle feeding business, but ranching, farming, food processing, mining. He was just awesome guy. Probably one of the most optimistic men I've ever been around, ever.
Also inducted into the Cattle Feeders Hall of Fame was Roy Dinsdale from Palmer, Nebraska. Throughout his life, Dinsdale has been deeply rooted in the cattle feeding business. His career in banking gave him the chance to work closely with cattle feeders in many different states.
What I really enjoy about the cattle business, it goes back as far as I can remember. There are so many honorable people. There are so many deals made just by the shake of a hand or an okay on the phone.
I was here to honor Roy Dinsdale. I think a lot of J.R. Simplot also. They're legends in our business for a reason. Their leadership and their hard work is what has brought our industry where it is today.
Joining the new inductees in celebration, a one-of-a-kind cowboy from Dar Feedlot in Cozad, Nebraska was recognized with the Distinguished Service Award. As a young boy, Brad Thomas lost both arms in a farming accident. Today, he is a pen writer we can all learn a thing or two from.
Brad has worked for us for about 9 or 10 years. Anything that's been thrown in front of him, people said that he couldn't do, he's more than done it. He excels at it. He is a talented young man that understands, he has that sixth sense about him in the cattle feeding business. He actually has a unique ability to work with animals, not only his horse, but the cattle. And most of all, he is just an inspiration and absolutely leads by example in his everyday activities.
I just like getting up every day, going out riding. Feels good to have a job doing something that you know is going to help somebody else out down the road. It's a good way of life. I like doing what I do.
He will take any challenge that you give him. We like to put Brad out there on any challenging pens of cattle that we get. When he goes through these cattle, he's remarkable for the morale of our company. And he's not a man of many words, he's a man of example.
In addition to recognizing individuals for their accomplishments, the Cattle Feeders Hall of Fame is working to preserve the history of the industry. This project archives historic photos, stories, and videos so the rich history of the cattle feeding business can be shared for years to come.
The cattlefeeders.org, which is the website that we have for the Cattle Feeders Hall of Fame, we have a history project going on where people can submit historic pictures of the cattle feeding industry, and we will archive them and put them on the website. And also, if they have stories they want to tell about cattle feeding history, we will help people write those and get those up on the website
so more people in the nation can learn about this great industry of feeding cattle.
Honoring those who have significantly shaped the cattle feeding industry. From the Cattle Feeders Hall of Fame event in Denver, I'm Russell Nemitz for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.